Welcome to Lucas Oil Field, where I'm going to try and give you a little video shot of just what's going on here at Big Ten Media Days, and I'm going to try and not sound really self-conscious while I do it, since what I mostly do is write. And when I podcast, I'm in the safety of my home, just staring at a computer screen. So let's take a wander around. You can kind of see I'm in the north end zone, and lined up behind me are the individual podiums, which are mostly empty now, which is kind of a story here today. They spread this thing out to 3 days this year, and it's a damn ghost town. I really feel like the only thing it was really full for, the only interview it was really full for last year was David Braun, and he filibustered his way through about 12 or 13 of the 15 minutes they're allotted to take questions by just doing nonstop opening remarks. As a first-time Power 5 coach, I think that was a wonderful decision by him, or whoever came up with it for him. I don't know that he would have thought that up on his own, but he only took a few questions, and even when they swarmed him at his individual podium interviews last year, there wasn't much to ask him, because he'd literally just arrived from North Dakota State and had nothing to do with the scandal that went on before he got there, which is probably how he also went from not ever having been a Power 5 coach or a head coach beyond the high school level, and then getting a Power 5 head coach job, because he was the only, I think, coach at Northwestern who may not have been involved in their, let's just say questionable goings on and hazings, which are still working themselves out. So I'm gonna wander around here, and let's take a look at a few things going on. We'll head over here to our little trophy area. They have a wonderful bunch of trophies. I think all the bowl games they won last year, which included a national title, and they always parade these around in the corner. Let's go take a look at what they have. There's one at the end that really cracks me up, so we'll save that for last. We start off here with the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to twist this for each one. We'll just take a wander at some of the ones behind me. Try not to interrupt this nice young lady on the phone. Here you go with one that simply says, if I can get in there, National Championship. Got some Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl. A really pimped up Verbo Fiesta Bowl. This trophy's the shit. It's a little bit bigger than all the rest. I'm guessing this one doesn't need too much explanation, does it? Put myself in here with Sugar Bowl. Here's my favorite. This is the Cheetos Citrus Bowl. So what you have is a bunch of citrus up top, and down below it is stuffed with obviously non-citrus Cheez-Its. And then we have something called a ReliaQuest Bowl. Don't remember that one. Many people probably don't. I'm gonna take you in the hallway here. They have in the hallway a little, I call it the Hall of Mannequins, but it is updated this year with mannequins wearing uniforms for all the new teams. So we're going to see the Ducks, we're going to see the Trojans, and it gets even more self-conscious because it's very quiet in this hallway. Very quiet. So let's head on down here. And just start sidestepping here behind me. Now I wonder, just to be a smart ass, I do wonder, it feels like picking the right uniform for Oregon would involve a few committees in Eugene there. What combo do we want of green and yellow? But they went pretty basic. Plain helmet, finish off with the Bucks. Swing around here to the other side and start moving up. Stop if you want me to focus on any in particular. Oh, what's that you say? That's right. Go Big Red. And we finish with Northwestern, so let's head on back in. I will say this, I'm probably as low on the press pecking order as you can go, and I'm treated wonderfully here. This is my second year. Everybody that works here is incredibly polite. There's something surreal about just getting to wander around at field level. Never really gets old. You know, I mean, this is really the only NFL field I've ever wandered around on in my life. I think I snuck onto the Husker field a couple times. That's not the same when it's just empty and nothing's going on. These are definitely big goings on, even if they're not well attended. It might pick up, but I'm poking fun because nothing really went on today. Let's stop here. No offense to, who was it? Northwestern, Rutgers, Wisconsin, Purdue, Illinois, and then Ohio State. And to the best of my knowledge, Ryan Day didn't say didn't get liquored up and say anything too offensive to Michigan, as tempting as it might be for him to do so. So nothing much happened in the interviews. They led off with conference commissioner Tony Petitti. And you know, it just doesn't feel like a Big Ten football media days when he starts trumpeting the Big Ten's accomplishment. And I got to hear about Caitlin Clark right out of the gate and her 55,000 fans that came to watch her play basketball on the Iowa football field. Husker Nation scoffs at you. Yeah, when you put 92,000 in, then give us a call. And I don't think that's happening. We come up here, let's kind of turn it. This is kind of the main press area behind the main podium. I'll walk over there, give you a look at that. It's a bit of a ghost town right now. I think ghost town's going to make it into my lead. Ghost towns and filibusters as they learn the art of eating up all of the opening moments so they don't have to answer questions. I talked about David Braun. There was a PJ Fleck mini scandal that never got any legs last year, but old Peach must have been worried enough that he chose to do the same thing and just stand up there and talk about himself. And, you know, PJ does love to talk about himself. So there behind me is the podium. If you get a look at that, exciting stuff. And behind there, you can kind of see all the empty press seats. Let's kind of finish our tour around the other side, and I'm going to make this an exciting finish. I'm going to finish in front of the B1G letters. Not too celeb heavy today. They brought in the director of officiating. I went over and listened to him answer some questions for a few minutes, and honestly, it's, you know, he does sound like a guy that takes the job seriously. He seems very reasonable, and he seems like not even close to the person who is in charge of just some of the horrors that go on in officiating sports in the Big Ten. And I mean, it's only for football, so I guess I can't blame him for the fact that, you know, that Caitlin would go to the line every time somebody sneezed hard at her, or if someone dared stand still with their arms in the air and she ran into them and fell to the ground screeching and firing off F-bombs and whatever. No, he seemed like a reasonable person who puts a lot of thought into his job, and hopefully one decade we'll see that reflected on the football field. Just kidding, y'all. Not really. So we'll finish this off. Here behind me is the big inflatable, or I don't know what they're made of, maybe some like couch cushions, who knows. But there's the B1G letters. Day one of the B1G Media Days is ending for me. I'm heading back to the hotel to write and preparing for my Tuesday night podcast this summer, All the Right Movies, where we cover one of our favorite sports movies each week. You can join in the comments on the side on our YouTube live channel, CornNation. And tonight, it's the Bad News Bears. But other than that, we'll maybe see you tomorrow. I won't take you for a 10-minute walk this time, maybe just a few comments, so count yourselves lucky, and we'll see y'all later.